Hi everyone, welcome back to Seven Student 101. As always, if this is the first time you're watching any of my videos, I really feel like you should also check out my introductory video where I go over who I am. And I've got a few other videos which just go into some study tips or how to organise your day best at uni or just tips on Freshers Week. I'm going to put all of those up there. And so this video today is going to be about starting at Oxbridge, because starting at Oxbridge is slightly different from other unis due to the different system. People often have a lot more questions and are often worried about how much work they should be doing and things like that, and there's some quite unique things that I think should be pointed out to people before they go to Oxbridge. So let's get to it. Okay, so my first tip is that you should actually enjoy this brief amount of time at home you have before you go off to uni. I know that you're going to have very mixed emotions. You're probably really excited, really nervous, really worried about what's ahead. And because of that, it's quite easy to lose sight in the current moment. And because you only have a few more days at home, you should probably spend as much of that as you can with your family and with your closest friends. Because at uni, you're going to be making loads of new friends, and you're not going to be able to see your family for a while unless they come up and visit you. So you should really take this time now to not get too caught up in the excitement of going to Oxbridge and lose sight of the current moment, because you're going to really want to spend time with your family now, because when you're at uni, you're going to really miss that. So my first tip here is that although it's really great to be excited, nervous, etc. about going to Oxbridge, you shouldn't lose sight of the current moment, and you should make the most of the time you have at home to really enjoy it, relax, and do that bit of packing as well. But make sure that you can start Oxbridge fresh and relaxed and not stressed before you go. Okay, so my second tip here is that you should accept that you may not be the best. Now, a lot of people at Oxbridge are coming from schools where not that many people actually go to Oxbridge, and because of that, they might be quite used to being the best academically and just the best all round. They might be head boy, head girl, captain of all these teams, etc. But when you get to Oxbridge, you're going to be in this really massive environment where, especially at somewhere like Oxbridge, you're going to have the top people from everywhere in the country, and because of that, you may not be the best at what you do anymore. And you're going to have to accept that. And if you know that going in, I think that when it actually hits you that you might not necessarily be the best, then you can take that a lot better. Because I'm fairly lucky in the sense that quite a lot of people from my school have gone to Oxbridge. And because of that, I've been used to not being the absolute best at what I do. So when I came to uni and I've not been the best at what I do, I can take that because I'm used to it. But some people who are the absolute top from their schools, they get hit quite hard by the fact that they're no longer the best. But if you can accept from the start that you may not be the best, then from there you will be a lot happier in the long run, because you'll stop worrying about it so much. So my second tip here is accept that you may not be the best of the best anymore. So my third tip is that it's really good to talk to people in your college, especially, who do the same subject as you but are in the older years. This is because they will have lots of good advice, especially the second years, because they would have just experienced your year that you are about to experience. For example, there was on my reading list before I'd actually done my first essay, a book that sort of summarised the whole historical period that we were studying. It was 50 pages long, and I got about halfway through and I was just absolutely hating it and not finding it interesting at all. Then I spoke to some of the second years, also doing economics at my college, and they said that this introductory reading really wasn't necessary. It was just to get a sort of flavour of the period. And a lot of us, first year economists at the time, spent time reading through this. Personally, I just decided at that point that I'm just going to stop there. Some people even kept going, and they definitely regretted it. So by speaking to people in older years who do your subjects, you can get these sort of tips about what work is useful to do and is necessary, and what work isn't so much. And they also can give you really good tips just generally when it comes closer to exams or specific supervisions or classes, because they've literally just gone through it themselves or have done it in the past. So my third tip is, make sure that you can form a good connection with people doing your subject at your college in the older years, because they can give you lots of valuable advice. And my fourth tip here is that you should really try and get stuck in with all the sorts of events that are going on at the uni and within your college. So firstly, at a uni-wide level, there's usually a freshers' fair where all the societies go and advertise themselves, and if you have any questions, you can go and ask them. Or if you're just looking for something new to try, there's going to be lots of options there. And also, you get lots of freebies, especially from job stalls like pens and pencils, and there's also free food. Like at my one, there was Domino's last year. So it's really good to go to freshers' fairs because you can get an idea of some societies that you might want to join, and you get some good freebies. Also, your college will normally have some sort of freshers' fair where all the college societies will advertise themselves to you. This is really good because, especially for sports teams, if you're not at the absolute highest level to be in the uni team, you could still play at a decently good level with your college team, and it'll give you more opportunity to try something new and still be able to do it at a competitive level. And lastly, because colleges at Oxbridge are much more communal and they're like a bit more cliquey, I would kind of say, it's good that you try and get stuck into events during Freshers Week, because then you can really make some friends within your college, because it's normal that the majority of your friends are in your college. So it's good to go to these events and get stuck in, even if it's not necessarily your thing, to try and make some friends. And I'm not necessarily saying that you should do all the things regarding going out clubbing, etc. But just even the options where you can stay in, watch a film, or play board games, if that's the sort of thing that you like, you should definitely go and try it. And even if it's not, it's probably good to just go and try it anyway and just meet some people. So my fourth tip here is get stuck in to the Freshers' Fair, your own college Freshers' Fair, and any college fresher events for you, because it'll really help you make friends, find good societies, and get lots of freebies. So my last tip is that you should really try and make friends from other colleges as well. And now I'm not saying that you should set your heights and ambitions of being a B-Knock necessarily, but if you're sitting next to someone in lectures who you don't know, just strike up a conversation with them, especially if they're not your college. Because this way you can kind of just expand the group of people that you know, and it's also really good if you want to go to another college's formals, because it's really nice to experience other college formals besides your own. For example, at my college, the formals are really competitive and they're only once every week. And while that makes them quite special, it means that if I would like to go to a formal, it's often more difficult because I can't simply just go when I want to. And it varies between college to college about how frequent every formal is. But if you have friends at other colleges, you can just arrange with them to go to their formal, and you can just arrange with each other. It's also really good because then you can organise swaps, or I'm not sure what they are called at Oxford, but at Cambridge, a swap is just basically where people from one college would meet with people from another college, and there's usually only one person from each college who know each other. And the whole point of this is just so that people from both colleges can make new friends and just have fun, get a meal, maybe drink a bit if you want. And it's just good fun, really, and then you can normally hang out together afterwards doing something. So my last tip here is that it's really good to make friends from other colleges, because that way you can experience other formals, you can organise swaps, and it's just good to have a sort of diverse group of friends, or just diverse network, just in case for any sort of reason, really. So that's my last tip. I hope that they come in useful for you guys starting at Oxbridge, or just people returning to Oxbridge too. And this will probably be my last video before I go to uni myself. And I think when I get to uni, my video frequency will be less, but I will still try and make some useful videos, especially for the admissions process, especially for economics at Cambridge. I will be making some videos, giving some advice on that, also some personal statement tips, and some just general UCAS tips. So if you could subscribe, that'd be great, so you can see all these videos as they come in. Thumbs up this video, comment if you have any questions, and thank you for watching. I hope you keep watching my videos and you've enjoyed this one. Thank you.